Here's a fun new development. Baby Groot has this horrible habit of just like crushing my uterus. Okay, Baby Groot, you're gonna be good for this video because mommy has to record an intro. You're a good little girl. Hey Sloabies, welcome back to another Friday. On Fridays I usually do DIYs, and today I am... Oh, I think hair is out of place. And today I am going to show you guys how to make this sheer top right here. Every single year I always try to make one garment of clothing that you can make on your own for the holidays and wear them around your friends and family, because there's nothing better than to be like, I made this whole thing, you know? First and foremost, I was inspired by Kelly Clarkson in her Love So Soft video a couple of months ago. This was a while back, and I actually made this top a while back. I decided that it would be such a great video to bring up, especially for the holidays, because I feel like it's very holiday-esque. The whole top is actually sheer. I'm just wearing a nice little white bandeau just to cover up the biddies. It's just a long, nice, flowy little top so that you can eat a lot of food and still hide your food baby. I ain't gonna be able to hide my real baby, but you can definitely hide your food baby in this. Also on Fridays, I guess we'll probably have to get used to my hair being up in a ponytail, because this is usually when my hair gets the most oily, and since it's so thick and so long these days, I can't be bothered to brush it or wash it again, so I just decided to wear it up until I have to wash it, which is usually around like Sundays or so. I feel bad for all the people that has to see me on Saturdays and Sundays, because they're just like, ugh, her hair is so oily, but she's also pregnant, so we can't say anything mean to her. Oh my gosh, I'm really gonna miss being pregnant, to be honest. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and grab all of our stuff and let's get started. Okay, to start off with this tutorial, the main fabric is going to be power mesh, and I'm just using a nude color power mesh, and this is a 4-way stretch, meaning that it stretches up and down and side to side. Okay, so the first pattern is going to be the back piece, and this is going to be cut and fold. Keep in mind that I do upload my patterns for you guys, so you can click on the link down below and download them. I also have a PDF on how to customize your own patterns as well. And yeah, the easiest way to cut this baby out is to use a nice rotary cutter. And once you open it up, this is what it's going to look like. Now go ahead and take the front pattern and cut that on fold as well, and you will just need one of these. So once you have your front piece cut out, go ahead and take the back piece and face it right sides together. Technically, power mesh don't really have a right sides or a wrong side, so just face them together. And then sew up the shoulder and side seams. So this is what it should look like for now. You can go ahead and just set this aside, and we're going to work on the sleeves. Go ahead and take the sleeve pattern and cut out 2 of these on fold. Now you're going to take each one of the sleeves and you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to sew up the underarm seam. Now all you have to do is attach the sleeves to the bodice. Okay, the easiest way to do this is to have the bodice inside out and then to have the sleeves outside out. And what you're going to do is you're going to shove the sleeves into the armhole, and you're going to line up the underarm seam to the side seam of the bodice. Once you've done that, you can just go ahead and pin all the way around the armhole. And then you're just going to repeat this onto the other arm as well. Once everything is nicely pinned together, go ahead and just sew all the way around each armhole. And this is what your top is going to look like. Pretty easy, right? Okay, we're going to move on to the minor details. For the neckline, I'm just going to steal the neckline from a red t-shirt. Since I already have this laying around, I decided to use it. Obviously, if you don't, you can just take a piece of fabric, fold it in half, and make your own neckline. But since this is in a circle, it's perfect, you know? Now all I gotta do is I just gotta place it onto the neckline of my top, and I equally pin it all the way around. Okay, once I'm done pinning, this is what it should look like, and then I sew all the way around. Of course, you should do it with a zigzag stitch so that it can still stretch and it doesn't pop any seams when you put it on. And that is what the neckline should look like. Now we're gonna start on the sleeves. The sleeves is pretty similar. What I did was I cut out the hem part of the t-shirt. So you can either cut out the hem of the sleeves on the t-shirt or the hem at the bottom of your t-shirt. I'm going to place it against the sleeves, and I'm going to measure it out to see how much of it that I need, and then I just cut accordingly. And because of course I have 2 sleeves, I'm going to need 2 of them. And then I fold each of them in half and I sew up the one side just to secure it. Okay, with these tiny little bands, I'm just gonna go ahead and place them onto the opening of my sleeve, and I'm gonna pin all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this onto each sleeve, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Go ahead and sew all the way around with a zigzag stitch as well. Moving on to the waistband, I'm going to use a black t-shirt for this, and I cut out a long rectangle that is 4 inches by 28 inches. I take the long rectangle, I fold it in half, and I sew up the one side. And then what I do next is that I fold it in half where the seam is going to face itself so that it creates a nice little waistband. And now go ahead and attach the waistband to the bottom of your bodice. And what I do is I just like to match the seam of the waistband to one side seam of the bodice, and then I just pin all the way around, matching the raw edges. And once it's all pinned up, this is what it's going to look like, and you're just going to sew all the way around, also using a zigzag stitch. Okay, you're going to keep the band flipped up facing the neck, and we are now going to work on the bottom part of the shirt. And I'm going to have to do this with paper because it was really hard to film this since the scale of this was so big. To demonstrate this, I'm just going to use tissue paper so you can see this. You're actually going to do this out of power mesh, so cut out a large rectangle that measures 60 inches by 16 inches, and you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to sew up the one side. Okay, now we're going to set this aside for a little bit. You're going to cut out another rectangle that measures 60 inches by 22 inches. Go ahead and fold that also in half and sew up that side as well. Now you're going to have 2 tubes, and what you're going to do is you're going to shove the larger tube into the smaller one and make sure that you line up the seams. Okay, so now you're going to sew all the way around at the very top to hold the 2 tubes together, and this is what it looks like on power mesh. You see how large that is. And once I've sewn both of them together using a based stitch, which is a really large and wide stitch, I'm going to pull on the bobbin thread to gather everything together. You're going to keep pulling on the thread until you gathered it enough so that it matches the waist on your top. Now, all you have to do is attach the bottom part to the top part of the blouse. How I like to do that is I like to have the shirt upside down, and then I pull the skirt completely over the whole shirt, and then I just pin it all the way around. Once it's all pinned together, this is what it's going to look like. Go ahead and sew all the way around, connecting the top to the bottom with the zigzag stitch. And now for the fun part, which is the decorating part. I found these beautiful lace appliques off of Amazon for really cheap, and I'm just going to play with the placements for a little bit before I really commit to the way it looked. And then with some iron-on hem tape, I'm just going to go ahead and place it right underneath the applique, and I iron it onto the power mesh. Keep in mind that you'll want a piece of paper in between the front and the back of the top, just because we don't know if the hem tape is going to leak through and like fuse the two together, so just to be on the safe side here. Just another quick warning, you do not want your iron to be super duper hot because power mesh can melt really quickly since it is a polyester. So test the iron temperature constantly and don't overdo it with the heat. And to make it look like Kelly Clarkson's dress, I'm going to go ahead and also attach some of these little ostrich feathers to it as well. I'm just going to wedge it in between the appliques, and I place a piece of hem tape right on top of it and I iron it down. However, I found an easier way to do this. You can actually buy a fabric hot glue gun and apply it that way, and since it is glue made for fabric, you can wash it. Do not use a regular hot glue gun glue stick, by the way. What happens with that is that it will actually melt in your dryer and get all over your dryer. So if you're going to try to use a glue gun, definitely make sure that the glue stick is made for fabric. And ta-da, a power mesh top with rose appliques. So what do you guys think of the DIY? You surely can lengthen the bottom of the shirt a little bit and make it into a dress. Honestly, I think this would be kind of cute as a crop top as well, but oh my god, my belly in a crop top. That would be something fun. Also, these little roses are super duper pretty. I cannot believe how cheap I got them off of Amazon. So if you guys want, definitely order all of your appliques and stuff off of Amazon. For me, working with fabrics, you end up having a favorite that you like to work with. Power mesh would have to be one of my favorite fabrics to work with because it works so well just like knit, but it gives you a more delicate and girly kind of finish when you're done with it. Also, if you guys have been checking out my other videos as far as I did with sewing, I work a lot with knits as well. So if you guys are working with your t-shirts and stuff and you have scraps, definitely save them up because it helps to use them as trims and stuff like this versus going out and buying tiny little pieces of knit fabric just for trims. It feels like such a waste, you know? And yeah, if you guys like this video, be sure to like it down below. Of course, if you're gonna try out this tutorial, please do me a huge favor and shoot a photo over to HeyKL or SLOABN because I would love to take a look at it and see what you guys come up with as far as checking out my videos goes. And if you want to support me and Baby Groot, of course, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell because it will tell you that, hey, KL just uploaded today. But I understand that notifications can be very annoying because I turn off a lot of my notifications as well. Just know that I'm here every Wednesdays and Fridays. Wednesdays is when I do We Ones Wednesdays. I talk about pregnancy stuff and baby related stuff. And then on Fridays is when I usually do my DIYs. You guys, I have about 4.5 weeks left as far as pregnancy goes. And I know postpartum is going to be kind of an experience in itself. So hopefully I'm still able to do something while I'm postpartum, but it's going to make me very sad that I won't be able to upload during that time frame. So I'm just trying to push out as much as I can before I push out as much as I can. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to always rock on, Sloabies. Bye. Oh my god. Shoot me. Well, that took a little bit too long. Also, if you guys missed my DIY from last Friday, I made this necklace from hair swatches. So if you missed it, you can definitely check out that video. Pretty. I think it's pretty with this shirt, to be honest. Hey Sloabies, welcome back to another We Ones Wednesdays. And hold on. Welcome back to another We Ones Wednesdays, and on Wednesdays is when I talk about pregnancy and baby related stuff. Now, if you're not interested in that kind of stuff, you can just leave. I'm just kidding. You can totally stay if you want to, but if you choose to leave, you have no soul. I am now currently working on 35 weeks. I have 5 more weeks to go. I am so close to the end, and I just have so much that I need to do since Baby Groot is going to be a holiday baby. So yeah, she's definitely choosing a very inconvenient time to be born, but I wouldn't have it any other way because she's going to be a little winter baby. This sun is going to drive me insane throughout this whole video, and I'm sorry you guys, you're just gonna have to deal with it because I just can't run back